guys! So usually my midnight musings videos are actually in the middle of the night, but I've been doing this weird thing recently where I actually sleep at night and then wake up at the morning. I know, it's freaking me out too. But that means that since I have a practical tomorrow and I want to keep up my habit, wow, I'm so being inculcated by the culture because Punjabi words are coming in my head instead of English ones. But yeah, so because I want to keep up my pattern of procrastination and making videos before exams, I'm making it today, which I guess is progress. The topic of today or tonight or today's video is failure, which is something that a lot of us, I think, or at least I know for myself, is something that's very, very hard to accept. Because from a young age, I haven't been taught that it's okay to fail. It's the opposite, actually, because, you know, I was a good student growing up. I didn't have to study. I kind of coasted through up until high school, and even in high school, it was like, rush it through the last few seconds, and then I got like straight A's. My teachers respected my work. It was great. I never had to like accept failure in school life. I did in my personal life, but that's a whole other story that we are not gonna get into. But coming to India, suddenly I wasn't good at the stuff that we had to do. I can't memorize. I can't cram information at the last minute. I'm very bad at their written examinations, their subjective examinations. It took me 3 years to figure out how to actually attempt the questions. And when I keep failing at that, it starts to really have a huge effect on my self-esteem. Like, feeling stupid is a trigger for me. So it's not just like messing up or like, oh, haha, like, I should have known that. It's like when I feel like I am stupid because I could not answer the question or because I should have known, like that deep feeling, that's a huge trigger for me. And I think a lot of that is because I was never taught to accept that failure is inevitable. And that in fact, if you don't fail, you're not learning. So that's a huge thing that I think needs to change in our culture, because it's created this thing where we're all, I mean, the self-esteem thing and all of that has led to perfectionism. And along with perfectionism comes procrastination, because you think you have to do well and you're so afraid of not doing well that you wait until the last minute, and then you're stressed out as hell because you can't half-ass anything. You have to go all out, which sometimes you can't go all out, but not that there's anything wrong with going all out, not that there's anything wrong with putting full effort. I've made that video before, but you know, there's that fear of not being good enough, and that huge fear of failing. And sometimes you're so scared of failing that you don't even try. I think one of my biggest fears is doing something for the first time, because I don't have any basis for it. I don't know if I'll do right. And that's a big problem, because there's a lot of things that you have to do for the first time. You know, especially when you're 21, there's a lot of things you haven't done, and that means that there's a lot of things that are gonna happen. So it's just part of life to accept that failure is something that will happen, that it's a stepping stone and not, the definition of failure is defeat or not success or negligence or non-compliance, those sort of things. But in life, we don't have to use that connotation, that word, to define ourselves. Yeah, we didn't succeed, but that's not the same as defeat. There's this quote about Sisyphus that I found. I don't remember who wrote it, but it's, Sisyphus doesn't keep pushing up the rock because he has given in to his fate. It's because until you stop, you have not surrendered. So even though it may feel hopeless, it may feel useless, until you give up, there is always that hope of continuing and one day succeeding. And that is what you have to work towards, and that is what you have to keep in mind when you're afraid of failure, that it's just normal, it's just natural, and it's okay. Like, it'll happen. It's something that has to happen. And that is something we need to teach ourselves. We need to teach our younger siblings, one day the next generation, because it's, I think, really messing up our heads, that fear. This video is probably not going to be the turning point in your understanding of failure and accepting yourself, but I'm not sure there is a turning point. I think it's just something you slowly learn to accept over time. And this video is helping me accept that. And I hope that it helps you on your journey of realizing that, one, you're not alone in this, two, that it's okay, and three, that you are not defined by your failures. You're defined by that stupid cliche. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. So yeah, that's the video for today. As always, I hope you continue this conversation by messaging me or commenting or however we know each other and you want to talk. Yeah, so for New Year's is coming up in a month, and I have no patience, which means that I came up with my New Year's resolutions and I've already started putting them into place. One of them is that I want to put up a video every month. Sorry, I want to put up one video every week. Wow, I'm doing great. One video every week instead of like every month. I've already started that. I started a new series called Flashback to the Past, which is a horrible name, I know. If you can think of a better one, please message me it. But it's basically these videos I have from when I was younger. When my first video is like from 2012. Well, back then I had these ideas to make videos, and so I have all of this footage, but I never actually put them together. So I figured, why not now? And that I will put here. If you enjoyed the midnight musing video, there are more actually at midnight, so you can check those out, and you can subscribe to my channel here. And thank you so much for watching. Please comment or message me because I hope to continue this conversation. Bye!